Please welcome Julie Seman.
Welcome to Primerica Live! Wow, what an audience today. Here we are at the Diplomat in Hollywood, Florida. Teammates, there are thousands watching from all over North America. Welcome to the Diplomat with us. We have an incredible show. Thank you, team. We have an incredible show in store for you today. Of course, we've had an incredible morning, but closing out the day, we've got Ivan Earle, Whitney Cooper, Mika Saunders, and Bill Whittle. I'll tell you what, teammates, I got a lot to talk to you about, of course, because we are in Achieve It All August. So I'm going to talk to you about the incentives today. I'm going to talk to you about our surge to 150,000 life licensed representatives, as well as the big events that we have coming up here at Primerica. And of course, as you know, we are all competing to head to Hawaii in February of next year. Now, we'll be going to Honolulu, but team, together as a company, we have been to Maui so many times before. And so I just want to take a moment. There has been, as everyone knows, an incredible tragedy with the wildfires going on in Maui. And I don't know about you, but the people there are so generous and kind when they host us. Their hospitality is exceptional. And that makes it even more heartbreaking. And so we want all of our representatives, their families, their friends, and our clients to know that we are thinking of them here at Primerica. I spoke with Catherine Keyser earlier this morning, and we are making a donation in the relief effort in Maui, and we want everybody to know on behalf of all of you. Okay. Take a hard turn and let's talk about that competition, right? So it is Hang 10 Hawaii. We can't wait to get there, of course. I don't know if you guys saw the video earlier. Glenn has challenged me to a surfing competition. I just ordered a surfboard from Amazon. We're gonna see how that goes. But we are competing hard right now. And so we are gonna be on Waikiki Beach where the surfing is actually pretty decent. I watched Nicole do it just a few months ago when she came and spoke at the Women in Primerica meeting there. And of course, the competition, the Builders Production Points, it is all about that month in and month out. I don't want you to forget though, in that Builders Production Point formula, we have the qualified play worked into that. So that's where you can earn the most points. And again, it's all about building your team and recruiting in life, getting qualified and then playing up to that next level. So we have been working towards a reset, teammates, and today is the last day of the reset from the beginning of the month, right? So this is always an important point in the competition when you do one recruit by 1,000 in life premium or one recruit by 10,000 in securities volume, you can get reset by the end of today. Now, if you need that reset, that's fantastic, right? We put you right into the category that you are qualifying in. If you don't and you're already on track, you get 100,000 points. It's a win-win, right? Well, I got a bombshell for you, all right? Is everybody ready? Okay, because I said today was the last day, but we are going to reset again starting today, all right? Now listen, we've never done this one before, okay? So listen closely. So today counts for the first half of the month, right? So you got today to qualify for that reset for the first half of the month. Also counts in kicking off this next reset to the end of the month, right? So whatever you do today, that one recruit counts towards both. So where do you need it, all right? So here's what I'm talking about. Check this out, right? So one recruit by 1,000 in premium or one recruit by 10,000 in total securities volume. So it's still the same qualifications. From today to month end, you can get reset. But if you just got reset or you have until the end of the day to get reset, right? That means you get the 100,000 points from the 14th on, right? So go ahead and get that reset done today and get started on adding those Builders Production Points. All right, everybody with me? All right, good. If you didn't get reset, then let's just get it done, right, in the second half of the month. Again, first time ever. All right, new recruits. One of the keys to getting off to a fast start in this business, not only plugging into your base shop, your field trainer, getting across the kitchen table and getting engaged in life licensing, is, of course, downloading the Primerica app. And the field training bonus will guide you through what you need to do while you gain credits in that bonus. And when you get licensed, you can earn some cash. So why not kick it off with downloading the Primerica app in the first 24 hours, because you get an extra $50 in your field training bonus. All right, let's talk about that surge to 150,000. Anybody want to be part of that championship? I'm with you. I'm with you. What this business looks like at 150,000 life licensed representatives. I'll tell you what, we're going to have more million-dollar earners sitting in this room, that's for certain. So when you commit to grow licensing, you can earn the biggest banner, championship banner. And I love going into your offices when we kicked off these championship banners. People have them hanging. It reminds me of going to the United Center in Chicago, right? And the Bulls got all their championship banners hanging from the roof, right? And so you got them in your base shop too. I want you to have this one, teammates. So it's the Surge to 150,000 banner. Of course, it has the RVP name personalized to represent the entire team. When you commit to that surge and you grow your recruits by 10%, right? And your life licenses by 10%, I'm sorry, from July through December in 2023 over 2022, you will earn that championship banner. Now, we talk about committing to 150,000 licenses. We want to give you all the support that you need to accomplish that. So on POL, first off, let me encourage you, if you haven't click to commit today, all right? And then once you do that, check out the $1 Million Earners, leaders boards, and the resources. These resources, I'll tell you what, they are powerful because they are your fellow teammates who are building incredible base shops and promoting RVPs and what they do to increase the number of life licenses on their team. So you can see the special Primerica Live licensing surge shows, view those top leaders' 4 fundamental growth strategies, and see, of course, the other life licensing resources. It's all on POL. There's the click path right there, right on the homepage, and then committed to 150,000. All right, say aloha to your future. We had the future walking across the stage. Where's my future in the room, right? I love it. I love it. Wearing those jerseys already. They look smashing on you. So we're going to award our next class of 150 future RVPs in Hawaii. Teammates, you can get qualified now. Again, runs from June through November. We talk a lot about big events at Primerica because at big events, now we say big decisions are made, and I absolutely believe that's true, but you get a lot of influence at big events from the right people. You get a lot of building of your own business from the people that you look up to. You can walk right up to them and ask them, how do you build a base? How do you go RVP? How do you become a $100,000 earner? What kind of goals do you need to set, and then put the strategy behind it, the business effort into it with the leadership that is in this room? Big events are key to success. So we got a few of those coming up. Of course, we are going to be in Las Vegas with Women in Primerica in September. Now, I'm telling you about it, but it's sold out. So ladies, great job. Cannot wait to see you there. But then the next big event is the HALC's national meeting in October. I just got an update on tickets. They can fit 3,000 people. There are already over 2,000 tickets sold. So don't waste any time there. And then the first ever Asian Pacific Islander Leadership Conference. Yep. Is going to be in December. I want to take a second and talk about the HALC's meeting, teammates. I mean, check out the leadership on this slide right here. There are $10 million earners, because I just got word backstage that Susan Carrion and Chris Chung just committed to speak on the agenda as well. You see that leadership team. All of the details are on POL. All right, in addition, guys, for those who are in the room, of course, you got your print pack. I want to make sure you check this out. You got a couple of those, so check it out. There are some incredible details about all those events that I just talked about, as well as our life insurance, our next-gen product that Steve shared with you here from the stage. Our investments, you're going to hear from Brian Weigel tomorrow, and senior health, you'll hear from Drew McDonald, as well as auto and home, and everything else that we do to really position the clients for financial success. So make sure you're checking out all of those details within your print packet. And then, of course, right here, we have the Primerica store, all right? So know that the store is here. For those of you who are watching on TV, if you see something fun on one of our social media feeds, you might be able to talk one of your buddies here into bringing it back for you, right? Because there's stuff at the store here at the Diplomat that you can only get here. The store hours are right there on the screen in front of you. Make sure you check out Ed and the team and all that they have put together for you here at the Diplomat. And then teammates, I want to just mention How Money Works. Of course, we wrote the book and we re-released it with incredible success. Glenn told the room earlier today, gave them 5 bombshells. And so I want to mention those to you as well and encourage you to go out and check each of these out on POL. So the first bombshell was the all-new How Money Works social media videos. And then, of course, the second bombshell was the all-new Primerica film, One Primerica, a powerful film about who we are and how money works. And number 3 was the How Money Works PowerPoint presentation, as well as the business overview presentation, which is bombshell number 4. Teammates taking How Money Works and building that into an overview that you can use weekly. Some of you use it nightly in your base shop recruiting meetings. And then number 5 is the How Money Works Training Blitz. I'll tell you what, teammates, make sure you're plugging into all of those resources, but I want to make sure you get a preview of a very special iced tea session about how money works. Honey, how does it work? Which is how to make your social media campaign go viral with the incredible Mika Saunders and Nicole Galanis. Thank you, teammates.
So Mika, I have watched your rise. We're in the same city. Some people don't know that. Yes, I remember your first office when I came to visit. And there is no denying that social media has played a huge role in your rise. Would you agree with that?
Definitely has,
Okay.
definitely has.
And I'm always trying to learn from you. And I'm so excited about what the company's launched right now with this How Money Works material. But I want to hear your thoughts on how you're going to implement it and how you think the field should implement it. I'll tell you what's been on my mind as well.
Yes, well, first of all, I think I am so excited about the rollout of this material for social media. I definitely think it's going to take everyone up to the next level. And the great thing about it is that the material is going to be with professionals in our company that really know what we're talking about. I think that's the major key. And so from the newest person that comes into our doors, they're going to be able to go ahead and repost, reshare, remix all the content that we're putting out there. And now they become the authority in that space as well.
Absolutely. And authority is a good point. You get to borrow the credibility of the people speaking. But we know, and we're friends off air, but we know there's a lot of ego in any business.
Yeah.
And ours is not exempt from that.
Yes.
So what are your thoughts on leaders choosing to share other leaders' content?
You know, I think this is a time where people just kind of have to humble themselves. I think the
agree.
production team in Primerica chose a great array of people, a lot of diversity, and so there's going to be something for everyone.
Yeah.
But I think in this moment, we're going to have to unify as a company and make sure that as Primerica rolls out the videos, that we're all coming together and we're sharing that same video so that it can really go viral. And we can get our word out.
So that's a great point, and that's the point that's been like playing in my mind a lot, that it's not about just personal branding, because I went through this debate of, do I need to have my own or the company's? How do we kind of mix those? But by solidifying Primerica's standing and their visibility in the marketplace, that actually enhances our visibility in our communities. So I feel like this is a unity will create the independent kind of bump in our business that we're all looking for. And that's weird because I had not thought that way before. You know, I thought it was like your business, my business, his business. And it's almost like an epiphany with this how money works. And the crew has been so willing to let us run with our field-driven ideas that they're giving us what we need to actually grow as a unit. And finally, I feel like, finally become the industry respected, like, standard where we know we belong. I feel like this is our edge to get there.
Yeah, I think that's the key, and that's what's so exciting about it. It's kind of like, you know, we can kind of have our freedom in this content, and we can really say the things that we want to say the way that we want to say them, in the way that they need to be said, so that people can really understand what's right and what's wrong.
So I'll give you some examples. Well, not you, of course, for our viewers. So if someone watching right now has been getting a lot of like infinite banking questions, there is a wealth of video content that they can use. How could they use them? If they're shy about talking, what would you tell them to do?
Yeah, so for some people, there are some people who just may repost it. You know, there's a reposting app, whichever one you choose. I like Repost. And you just put it into that app and then repost it on Instagram. And so you can repost it if you don't want yourself to be seen on the video.
Absolutely.
Now, there are those other people who love to have their own face in the video as well, and that's fine because I'm one of those people. And so I would probably remix it. And so if I use a video, go ahead and remix that video, and now I'm also in the screen. And
is
I'm
the
just
remix is the side by side,
side by
right?
side.
Yeah, so popular, good idea.
Yes, and so now here you are in the video agreeing with Nicole in that video and what she's saying, and now that video can go ahead and get seen to your followers.
And think about the opportunity to have remix or to be borrowing the credibility of the person in the split screen, but for the first time ever, that person is a Primerica person.
Exactly.
Advocating your same concepts, the same philosophies, and not having to borrow from outside influences. I think that that could be so powerful, but it will only go as far as the field decides that we're willing to be unified and push each other up for really the greater good.
Yes, and that's how we're gonna really grow and take out other companies, honestly.
That's it.
Unifying. We have to have unity, guys. So I'm so excited to see it. You know, we put our ego to the side. If we like a video from one leader, or even if we don't love it so much, but if we're all coming together to go ahead and share that video, then we all have to make sure that we're on one page.
I, for one, am willing to do it. I am willing to share anything that comes through this crew, this production, through our home office. You know it's approved, you know it's like hard hitting, it's gonna be up to what's trending right now, and it's gonna be true to our values. I am willing to share all of their content because I recognize that other people's strength, being associated with other strong people, it doesn't diminish us.
No.
It enhances us because like this is our circle, right? Our association is good for both of us. And I think that's the perspective that I hope the field will find and grab a hold of so we can lift this to new levels together.
Yeah, I agree. And also, Nicole, not to mention that it's going to give the newest person even more credibility with our company, or actually give our company more credibility with a new person that comes in and that's like, you know, maybe they're kind of like second guessing, you know how those people come in, right? And now when they are able to see this content of us educating on social media, I believe it's going to give them way more confidence to be able to really feel good about being a part of our company. So.
Absolutely, agree. So good luck to the field, man. Let's kill it and run with this. And it's always fun to be with you.
All right, see you, girl.
Please welcome Ivan Earle.
All right. Y'all excited? Come on, y'all can do better than that. Are y'all excited? All right. Man, I want to take this opportunity to thank Peter and Glenn, the planning group. Thank all the people in the home office who does such an outstanding job of supporting our businesses, giving us everything we need to win. I want to thank my ALC teammates. Where are you? For the standard that you've continued to rise to. I want to thank my hierarchy, my RVPs, Kenny Thompson with, I need your email and your cell number. And I want to thank my beautiful wife, Sharon, for 24 years of marriage in December, for putting up with me and standing by my side. But what I want to talk to you today about is the power of team. If we're going to achieve anything great, none of us will be where we are by ourselves. You look at all these legends and people who've been in this company for 40-something years. I've been privileged to be here for 43 years now. 43 years. I walked in the door as a 23-year-old single African-American male who didn't go to college and was just trying to figure out how to make some extra money in case I got laid off from a plant. When I went to my first op meeting, after the meeting, that I had heard things I had never heard before, and I walked up to the gentleman and said, I think I want to do this. And his response was, well, I'll call you tomorrow and tell you who to go talk to because I'm quitting. I was too dumb to know that was a negative. I was really sitting there saying, well, okay, fine, just call me and tell me who to go see. And he did. And he called me and he told me who to go see. And he did quit. And for 35 years on Christmas, he comes by and gets a $300 check as a thank you every year for introducing me to this company. In 1977, Art Williams started this company with 85 people. 85 people who bonded together to form a team, not individuals. It had to be a team because nobody in their right mind would have done what they did. Nobody in their right mind would have struck out on a venture that the odds were they were not going to make it. There were no signs that this would work. That's why this is a company of destiny. Because this company, by the grace of God, have overcome all the odds and beat them. See, I don't want to ever take this for granted. I don't care how long I'm here. I don't care how long you're here. We can never take this for granted. And I think sometimes in this new era of Primerica, of all-time stock, all-time publicity, leaders being on TV, I think we forget where we come from. We forget the struggles. And if you forget where you come from, sometimes it can tank your future. So we got to have three things. We got to understand what our vision is. We got to understand what our mission is. And we got to understand what the goal is. See, I believe Art and those 85 people were clear on those three things. They knew what the vision is, what the mission was, and what the goal was. And they executed it. That doesn't mean they didn't have some bumps in the road. That doesn't mean that some things didn't come against them that they probably didn't know how to overcome. That means that they stayed committed to the vision, to the mission, and the goal. We have a vision that our leadership team continuously casts out to us every day what our vision is. We have a mission, and our mission will not be complete until we totally take over the life insurance and investment industry. It will not be complete until we dominate completely. You know, when I first came into business, Joe, there were about 2,000 life insurance companies. Today, there's probably about 700 or 800, Chris. I think we got them on the run. But the mission is not complete. The goal is for us to get to 150,000 licensed agents by next summer. By the time we end up in Atlanta, that should be a cinch. If we all take ownership of it, if we all decide that it's going to be important to us, so what part are you going to take in that? Are you going to get up every day and make sure that the people that you recruit, that you honestly take $124 from them, that we take ownership in at least getting them licensed? Because they're not in business with us until they get licensed. To do that, we got to have a few things working in our favor. Because success is a journey, not a destination. See, I always think about sports. And I think about my sports figures because I like to study successful people. And I think about if you're going to do something special, you got to have faith, because every one of us has two things inside of us. We have faith and we have fear. And when you first join this business, your fear is going to be stronger than your faith. I don't care who you are. I don't care what your mouth says. Your fear will be stronger than your faith. And then over time, through some experience and going out doing the business, and eventually your faith will become stronger than your fear. And you will see that you have a chance to win. To be successful here, you got to have courage. You got to have courage. Because this is not normal for most of us. Most of us didn't grow up in environments that we would strike out and go in business for ourselves. Nobody in my family has ever been in business for themselves. Nobody in my family now is in business for themselves, except me. So you got to have courage and overcome all the obstacles. Like your family telling you you can't make it. Your family telling you it's crazy. Your family telling you it's cute. Then they tell you don't leave that good job. So to do it, you got to make a total commitment. Total commitment. Those 85 founders made a total commitment. They put everything on the line to have a shot at doing something special. Have a shot at doing something big. And it takes strength. It takes strength. Mental strength and emotional strength. Because there will be those days that's going to look dark. There will be those times where you're going to question your decision. There will come a time where you will be tested to see whether you're going to stand strong and keep fighting through to get to the other side. And it's going to take sacrifice. Nobody's ever done anything big here without sacrifice. It's going to take sacrifice. But we got a big mission. We got to change the industry that can continuously to raise their head up and go in the wrong direction. We got a big mission. And we got a middle-class society that knows nothing about financing, let alone having adequate life insurance. And people are still dying every day and getting on and asking for donations to bury people. So as long as we've been in 47 years, we really has only scratched the surface. We've had a lot of success. People made a lot of money. We got great lives. But we can't forget the other people. We can't forget the people that's behind us, and we can't forget the middle-class population that still needs us. So I'm asking you as my teammates, no matter whether you've been here for 40 years, no matter whether you're just showing up or maybe you're in between, let's go fight this fight one more time. Let's go get it up one more time. Let's go do something big one more time. Let's finish the job because we got to get it done. Thank you.
I hate to break it to you, but you can't be your own bank. And anybody who tells you otherwise is literally trying to sell you something. They're counting on the fact that you grew up in a family where the only thing you knew about money was that you didn't have any, just like the family I grew up in. Which is why we're so proud to debut this resource, How Money Works, with information, proven techniques, and absolutely wonderful resources on how you can shore up your financial future to make sure you win at the money game.
Please welcome Whitney Cooper.
Great day, Primerica! Hey guys, hey, I want to first, awesome, thank you guys. I first off want to thank God for just giving us this amazing day and every day. I just want to give love to my husband, Rob, who he should be here any minute. And so excited to see him and just how much he does for our family and for us and our kids and our team. I want to give love to Triple C. Where's Triple C at? Make some noise. We have 22 winners and a lot watching back at home. And guys, you are the most coachable, most committed, most consistent team in all Primerica. So thank you guys for allowing us to represent you guys. I want to give love and thanks to our uplines. We have the most amazing uplines. And we are part of the Maniacs. Where are the Maniacs at? Any Maniacs? And we just, from every single one of them, starting at Brady and Jen Mann and all the way up, I could go through each one of them, how much a role they played just in our lives. And guys, just how amazing is Primerica? Would you guys agree to that? Just how amazing is this company? You know, I think back when I started, I was 21 years old. I was a college student. I was serving tables and bartending while going to school and going to college. And my highest income before Primerica was $20,000 in a year. That was the most money I had ever made in 1 year. And I look back at that, 21 years old, single female, living at home with my parents, right? And I look back and I think $20,000 a year, our highest income ever before this company. No experience in finance, no background in finance. And now to think that we make that every single week, what a business. $20,000 a week, are you kidding me? Where else? And I say that because you get to buy your life back. And I want you guys to think about that. See, it would have taken us 4 years, right? 4 years to make what we now make in 1 month. It would have taken us 48 years to make what we now make in 1 year because of this amazing business. So we got to buy our life back, yes? And I just tell people that's why you should never, ever, I think about people that quit Primerica and new people, we give them kind of four, prereqs of saying, hey, these are the 4 reasons why I see people quit this company. Number 1 is because negative friends and family, right? It's amazing how many grown men and women can't hear the word no. And I don't know about y'all, I've been hearing no since I was 2, right? And so no this, no that. I've been hearing no my entire life, but you watch people get out of the business, you know, and then I want to always remind people that you allow it, right? You know, a lot of people, you get so much negativity or negative response because you allow people to act that way, yes? My daughter, Kinsey, she's 4, and she kept talking about a kid at school taking her lovey, right? And I said, Kinsey, don't allow it to happen. You don't allow it, right? And she kept talking, they were taking my lovey, and I said, you got to put your foot down. You just don't allow it. Well, 2 days later, I go back to pick her up at school, and she's sitting in the corner with a pink slip in her hand. And the girl that kept taking her lovey, unfortunately, had 6 Band-Aids on her face and neck. And so I was like, oh, shoot, okay, well, that was a parenting lesson for me. But I will tell you, the girl never took her lovey again because she didn't put up with it. Does that make sense? And so you either allow it or you don't allow it. You got to have some to you, right? You got to get some coconuts, right? The other thing is the 90-day wonder, right? People, man, they forget it took them 2-3 years to learn how to use a toilet, but we want to learn Primerica and we want to be rich, right, in 2 seconds. What's also amazing is people come into our business and they say, hey, now, Whitney, this isn't one of those get-rich-quick things, right? I go, oh, no, it's actually, I know for some it has been, but for us, it's actually opposite. We actually did pretty horrible our first, couple months or year. And they go, okay, good, we just want to make sure this wasn't one of those get-rich-quick. And then 2 to 3 weeks later, they leave because they didn't get rich quick, right? And so it's amazing, but it's a 90-day wonder of, people just want things so fast. We're a fast society. 1 fast lane wasn't fast enough, so now there's 2, right? Chick-fil-A, they come find you at your car. You'll be 5 cars back, they pop in your window. So it's all about fast, 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 and I love it, but man, why people don't do this business. Also, it's different, right? It's amazing. People pray. They pray, God, give me something different, give me something different. And then Primerica pops up, right? And then we go, not that kind of different. I was thinking of another different, right? And God's going, oh my gosh, you prayed for, I had 1 billion people's prayers answered today. I can't get a whole, you're a psycho, right? And so we want something different. And how different Primerica is anything but normal. Everything about it's different, right? And so I think sometimes we just kind of refrain from that. And then the last thing is people leave Primerica because they're not willing to change. We want everything to change but ourselves. Right? We want the world to change. We want technology to get better. We want movies to be better. We want cars to be better. But when it comes to ourselves, that's where we draw the line, right? And I tell people all the time that, man, when you get better, it gets better. And by the way, for our new guys, it just starts off with very simple, energy. Your attitude, right? Attitude is everything. It's your energy, it's your excitement, it's the way you walk. Do you look happy? I get people that go, I am happy. They go, I am happy, but it's on the inside. Well, we're not inside there, right? You got to tell your face, right? No one knows. Like some people are happier through text. Like they send all these smiley faces, and then I meet them in person and they're miserable. I'm like, I think I like texting you better than in person. Right? So you got to be as happy as your emojis, right? And some of you guys, you look so, but you got to be everyone. Not everybody wants the houses and the cars, but everyone wants to be happy, yes? So you got to figure that out, and you got to walk around, man, with your head up, smiling, pumped up, fire up, right? And you just got to be excited every single day. Well, the main 4 reasons why new people quit Primerica are the same 4 reasons why people quit, but they don't quit Primerica, but they quit growing. Or they quit recruiting, or they quit breaking barriers. It's the same 4 reasons of why a new recruit quits. It's the same 4 reasons why a lot of us that have been here a while, we quit growing and going to the next level, yes? So let's start with number 1, right? Environment, negative friends and family. Let's talk about that, right? We're not with negative friends and family, but now maybe it's ourselves that got negative, yes? And the problem with ourselves is we're with ourselves all the time. Right? So we go, I got rid of them, but you're still with you. So if you're walking around and you're not believing and you're negative, that's going to be an issue. Would you guys agree to that? So a lot of us, we got rid of the negative family and friends, but the negative you somehow seeped in, yes? The other version I see is we start thinking we're above the line. And what I mean by that is we start thinking that we're so it's like someone that gives up sweets, and they go, I can't hang out with that person because all they do is eat sweets. Right? And then all of a sudden you start going, I can be around them. I'm strong enough. Well, sometimes we do that with our environment. We think we're above the line, that we can be with people who maybe are negative, not growing, right? And we think, I won't fall into that trap. Show me 4 people you're around that aren't growing and you'll be number 5, yes? Show me your Primerica. We always say, show me your friends, I'll show you your future. Show me your Primerica friends, and I'll show you your Primerica future, yes? Guys, 8 million people a year die from tobacco use. And that's not even crazy. The crazy part is that 1.3 million died from secondhand smoke. These were people that never smoked in their lives. And they died because they were around the wrong environment, yes? And they were strong enough. They never picked it up. They decided it wasn't going to be them, and it still caught up to them at some point. And I'm here to tell you that you're no different, yes? The second thing is again, the 90-day wonder, but it's not that anymore. We go, man, I've been here a while. I still haven't hit the goals. Guys, John Wooden, it was almost 2 decades before he had an NCAA championship, right? I mean, it was almost 2 decades before he ever won his first one, right? And so your story isn't you've been here for 10 years, 15, 20, 30. Your story is once you made a decision, 6 months later, 8 months later, boom, you hit another diamond. You went to $1 million. You launched out 5, 6 RVPs. That's what your story is. It has nothing to do with where you're at. Everything is about where you're going, right? And then again, being different and change. You either hate losing so much that you're willing to change, or we hate change so much that we're willing to lose. And I don't know about you guys, I don't want to lose. If you can't change your people, it's time to change your people. And sometimes we don't want to hear that. My pastor always says, you want to be miserable all day, walk around all day wanting to be served. Isn't that when we get pissed off? When we're somewhere and someone's not going fast enough? Why? It's about us. We start wanting our team to serve us, the company to serve us, serve versus being servant. We were put here and got to where we're at because we were servant leaders. And we must remain servant leaders and continue to be servant leaders to get to the next level, yes? See, I love these hats that Coach Meyer made because when you think about it, quitting, the first choice is to never quit. But the real choice you got to make is you got to decide to go win. And I think every one of us this week, while we're here, we got to make a decision that we're going to go win again, right? At a higher level, yes? Hey guys, in closing, let me tell you, none of us in the room, we don't have whatever problems we think we're having, you don't have those. You could be sitting here today going, I got a cash flow problem, I got a recruiting problem, I got I got a premium problem, a licensing problem. You have none of those. You may have different problems like a thinking problem. You may have a lack of desire problem. You may have a I watch too much TV problem, right? No character problem, right? You may have a no goals and desire problem, right? You may have a lot of problems, but when you solve those problems, right, of you getting better, because when you get better, it gets better, guys, and I'm telling you, we're here to get better. We're here to take it to the next level. I promise you, as great as things have been, the best is yet to come, and we'll see you at the top because the bottom is way too crowded. Thank you, guys.
Please welcome Mika Saunders.
Hey, everybody. What's up, Primerica? Amazing job, Whitney. It's always like tough following her. She always has such an amazing story and a point to her story. I love it, love it, love it. So great job. Really quickly, guys, I want to go ahead and shout out Primerica, the home office. Definitely, you all make this thing happen, and we definitely appreciate you. I want to go ahead and shout out my uplines, the Mallards, the Evans. Shout out the Prosperous Dynasty. Shout out to my amazing spouse as well, Janelle in the building. I appreciate each and every one of you. So right now, I want to make sure I talk to you guys and start off with a quote. The quote is, I want you to listen to this. Choosing not to fight for your dreams is like willingly trading a life of purpose for a lifetime of regret and what ifs. I read that, and that really resonated with me. It resonated with me because I think about how long we've been in the company now, going on 9 years. And being able to develop a lot of people and have a lot of amazing regional vice presidents and people in the business with me, I realized as I continue to train people, sometimes we forget about our dream. We forget about the day that we joined the company, or even not the day that we joined the company, but maybe the day that we realized that this company could really change our lives, right? We sit down with guests or clients all the time and we ask them to tell us their dream life, right? But when is the last time you told yourself your dream life? When is the last time you asked yourself those same questions that we ask our clients every single day? And so when I think about that day, I think about it, I'm like, man, I wanted to be a millionaire. I wanted to make money. I wanted to make sure I had time freedom. I wanted to be a present mom. These are the things that I wanted when I sat down with Tennille Mallard when she recruited me that day. See, when I'm reminded of that, I said, man, what does that mean? What do I have to do? If that is my dream life, what do I have to do? What I believe we all have to do is we have to reignite that dream. We have to remember that dream. I want you guys to write it down right now. What is your dream? What do you truly want from this day forward? What is it that you truly want today? Because we need to reignite that dream. But one thing I understood as I continued to think about this, I said, see, you can't just have a dream. Right? It's great to reignite that dream, to remind us of exactly what we wanted, but what it has to be backed by is a burning desire. A burning desire to make sure that those dreams come true. And I'm not talking about a wish. See, a burning desire is not a wish. A lot of people wish that they had it better. They wish that they had money. They wish that they had freedom. They wish that they can quit their job. But while they're wishing, they're sitting at home doing nothing. Right? But a burning desire is backed by discipline. And when I think back to the first year of working this business, the discipline that it took, the work that it took to really get this thing done, and the work that it continues to take to make sure that this thing continues to go. So ask yourself, okay, what's my dream? Let me write that down. See, I'm really big on writing. I'm really big on journaling, writing it on paper, not typing it in my phone, but really writing it down. Once you do that, then I want you to develop that burning desire. But then don't forget this, the discipline part. See, I said it's backed by what? Discipline. So when it comes to being backed by discipline, this is the work that you have to do. The work that comes along with it. When I think about the main things, I'm going to give you 3 points. One of the main things that I had to do was I had to get wide. See, in order for me to get to that dream, in order for me to go ahead and make sure that I have that burning desire, but then I have discipline that's going to back that up, is I had to get out there and do the work myself first. Are you guys doing the work yourself first? Oh. Are you guys doing the work first? You got me all mixed up now. Are you all doing the work first yourself? Because that's what it takes, and I feel like we need to get that back. Us getting out here, making sure that the winners in this room and the people who are watching at home, you make a decision today to get out there and do the work yourself first. Go get wide. Get out there and recruit directly. Make sure you're training the people. Give them what you have. Get them to district. Get them independent. That is the work. That is the discipline that you have to make sure you're doing day in and day out. It's not a sometime thing. If you truly have a burning desire, this is natural. This is easily going to happen. It's not going to be hard to get out there and do the work like Coach Evans talked about earlier. He's still out here working, just talking about the business. It then becomes easy because you have that burning desire. You also have to make sure that you're building relationships. See, I know we're on Zoom, and I know we're able to do a lot of work on Zoom and through the computer, but what I realized is that I gotta get back face to face. I realized that when I recruit someone, I have to go and meet them face to face, kneecap to kneecap like we used to do, because if I truly wanna build that relationship with the person, they need to know that I'm a real person. So I'm making sure that I build the relationships the right way. Are you making sure that you build the relationships the right way? If not, you wanna make sure you implement that into your business, because people need to know that you are true, that you are real, and that this thing can truly work for them. Right? When it comes to building relationships, people want to know that you care. They want to know that you're not just able to show them a video or come up on their Zoom and tell them these things. They want to see that it can actually happen. And so in my organization, we're really focused on making sure that we get back to recruiting in our backyard, that we get back to building those relationships. Yes, we're going to make sure we love Zoom. We're going to continue to do that. But at the same time, we're going to make sure we really prioritize what's happening in Chicago. Right? The third thing you have to make sure that you do is you have to continue to sell the dream and the vision to your team. Now, I don't care if you are $1 million earner or a district leader. You are a leader in this business. And as a leader, you have to continue to sell the vision. You have to continue to let them know what it's going to look like. See, even as a district leader, in my personal story, I would tell them, I'm on track to make $100,000 by the end of the year. I'm on track to become a regional vice president. Are you telling them that? Are you selling a vision to the people that you're sitting in front of? If you are on your way to regional vice president, are you selling the dream to the teammates that you have so they know that you're going somewhere? See, it doesn't matter what level you're at, you have to take ownership of your business now. Right? So you make sure you sell the dream to your team. I want to show a slide that I have here. This is my current regional vice president team here. I want to give a major shout out to the Wiggins, the Boldens, and the Coakleys, who have all promoted a regional vice president this year. So that's a big deal. I realized that we went through the pandemic and we had an issue. We weren't promoting regional vice presidents. And this is where my talk came from today, understanding that the relationship building has to be there. We cannot turn into an organization to where it's just transactional. You guys understand that? And so building those relationships, and the RVPs that we promoted this year, they were actually in the business even before the pandemic hit. So we're super focused on making sure that we continue to build those relationships. But I want to show you the next slide, because I said you have to make sure you continue to build that vision. Show your team what it looks like. And then these are the individuals that we calculate, and we see who's on track to go regional vice president. And this is the vision right here that we're talking about to our team, making sure that this year we get over 23 regional vice presidents promoted so that we can really continue to build this hierarchy, right? And so I say that to you guys to say this. You have to make sure that you are doing the same thing for your team. See, my vision is not your vision. We have different visions, but you have to make sure as a leader. See, leadership is so important in this business. Leadership, if you are not self-developing on leadership, I want you to start today. Again, it does not matter what level you are at. You have to make sure your leadership is there. Your leadership is getting better and better. I know that I can't build an organization bigger than my leadership. I have to continue to grow as a leader. And you, even as a district leader, division leader, you make sure you continue to do the same thing. So I'm super excited about that, guys. As I close here, I want you to ask yourself this question. Are you allowing the dream to drive you? Or are you allowing the day-to-day obstacles and challenges to distract you? See, I'm seeing a lot of things go on, and a lot of people having distractions, and they're allowing that to slow them down or to stop them. I want to encourage you. Look, that's a part of winning. That's what makes winning so great, when you have the challenges, when you have the obstacles, but you keep that vision, you keep that dream in the front of your eyes, and you remember why you started. And that you really tap into that burning desire, and you keep that ambition for you to keep going for generations and generations to come. Guys, I'm so excited about us reigniting our dream, having that burning desire, and getting out here to build this company over 150,000 licenses. Let's go get it done. That's all I got.
Warning, cash value life insurance may not be quite what you think it is. It's got a lot of different names nowadays. Index universal life, infinite banking, but it's all basically the same thing. Taking advantage of people's lack of knowledge. Put yourself in a better situation. Put your family in a better situation. Buy term insurance and invest to truly make a difference. See, with term insurance, you can get more coverage for less cost. Then you can put your money in the market and potentially get a better rate of return just based on historical performance. Listen, buy term and invest the difference is an idea and concept that's been around for a long time. So has cash value. But if you put them side by side, there's no comparison. Look for your best interest, look for your family's best interest, buy term, invest the difference.
Please welcome Bill Whittle.
Hi, brother. All right, great looking crowd. Everybody still here? I wish y'all could walk back in the back. If you could walk back here and stay more than 5 or 10 minutes, you are something special. I'm telling you, my hands are absolutely perfect. Now, purple. I know what it's like to be in my office. Now, I keep my office and my house at about 67 degrees. It's literally like 50 back here. I feel like a total weenie, you know. And right before I came out here, God's honest truth, Bobby was out there talking, and so all of a sudden I filled out a little package, because sometimes I'll have these fainting thing. Blake's all excited because he's counting my inheritance and all that, his inheritance and all that kind of stuff. And so I popped these things. It's an ammonia capsule, you know, and so I took a deep whiff and I had it too close to his nose, and my nose is so big, it's like I'm like Dumbo the elephant. You know, they say the two things keep growing when you get older is your nose and your ears. I'm in big trouble if that's the case, you know. And I took a whiff, and I swear Bobby, he was standing next to him, and he started almost passing out. That thing was so strong. So if I pass out up here, it won't be because of that. It's because I'm freezing up here. But I appreciate that. And this morning I was so excited about it, because when we first started off, you remember when Bobby first came out, and he started to talk, Glenn first started talking about right away the concept and the theme of this meeting was going to be the transformation, which obviously if you've done any study and know anything about grammar, that means the concept of change. To go anywhere, obviously you have to have transformations, and you have to have any kind of transition, you have to have a transformation. The Bible says, do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. So it is a mind change. You have a transition to make that transformation go to a different level. And as I was sitting at my table this morning, number 4 over there, I was thinking about my 44 years in this business. I've been married I'm going on 48 years of marriage. And I was thinking about the different transformation I've had in marriage. My daughter, Lauren, her and Adam, my son-in-law, they're getting ready to have their first baby. She'll be due in November. So I'm so excited. The little boy, named Beckham, and he won't be a little boy, he'll be a big stud. And I'm thinking about Blake and Lindsay, and I look at Bentley, my grandson. He's 10 years old, just an incredible human being. He's one of the greatest. I don't know if I've ever seen a kid that age, a better leader, and the potential. Obviously, every child's got a great potential. Now, the question, will he live up to it? But I guarantee he will. And then Lexi, and the job they're doing, the transformation they're helping these kids make, it just warms your heart. I was looking out the window a while ago. Bobby Peterman came out, and he was showing me looking out at the water, and I was just visualizing, because Blake and Lindsay just took their children down to Boca Raton, and I'm thinking about the time that as I was sitting at the table over there, and I was thinking about my first trip to Boca Raton. The first thing, because we're talking about a transaction, for y'all, the transformation, a lot of the new people, and I thought all about the new people here. And I thought about Rusty. I saw Rusty come in yesterday. I was out working out, and he was just coming in from the bar, but I was down there working out. And I was thinking about the different experiences that I had coming in. You know, my whole goal when I came into Primerica is make an extra $500 to $1,000 a month on a part-time basis. I was making $16,000 a year, actually $15,558 a year is what I was making as a coach. And when I came in, I said, if I can make an extra $500 to $1,000 a month part-time, and then make the transition eventually to a higher income, but I didn't know if I could do that. I didn't know if I could transform myself. I really didn't know I could do it. I knew I wanted to do it. I didn't know if I had the belief level, but I'm gonna take you through what that resulted to. But part of it was my first trip to Boca. When I sat there at that table, at that time, Carol and help me a minute, I'm drawing a blank. I just Kip Ridley, and then Ronnie Barnes took me to dinner because we didn't have any money. Les and I, they took us up to dinner. They sold us the dream, set us at the top floor at the Boca Raton Resort, and they gave me to sell me the dream. And then I think about the other times that when I went out with Wydell, and I went out with Bob Safford, and I remember he'd treat us to different things. Bob was pretty tight, but he'd treat you every once in a while. One dream until we smoked him one time because everybody ordered the most expensive drink there was, one dream, and he was so mad about that, but he sold his dream. And a little thing like Bobby Buis, and I remember we took a group when we were down on one of the Florida trips again, and Bobby took my whole team out. My whole team, I'm thinking, okay, I've got my team there. I want to treat them. And I was making really good money because I think my third year I was making about $400,000, $500,000, $600,000. So we were doing pretty good. But Bobby said, come on, I'll take you out. It was just a little small thing. We went to an ice cream shop. He may never remember, but he paid for everybody. I thought he was selling me the dream. I wanted to make sure that I made a transformation from being a broke coach. I said, I never want to be anybody. I want to be the last broke Whittle ever. And I have been. Now my family tree has been changed forever because of this great company. But I want to share this with you because I think about, and then I think about like if you go right across the pier here, Patty and Dan have their boat there. It's not a boat, it's a yacht. And see, this is what these things are all about. For you to make that transformation, I'm going to take you through the stage. It's called, I got this from a book that I suggest for you to get to read. I think you're going to really, really enjoy it. I know you really enjoy it. And, but it's a book by Tom Ziglar. Zig Ziglar died a few number of years ago. This is his son, Tom. It's called Choose to Win. And it's called The Trinity of Transformation. I didn't know Glenn was going to bring that up this morning, but that's what I was already prepared to talk about. And the 3 steps is called the Trinity. For some of you guys that went to Auburn University, Trinity means 3. And, but the Trinity of Transformation, how do you make that transformation? There's 3 stages. One's desire. That is when it gives you clarity. Desire gives you clarity. 2 is hope, and hope gives you belief. And then 3 is grit, and grit gives you that action. And so the whole concept is, my wife was from Albuquerque, New Mexico, so they had the hot air balloons out there, right? And the whole concept of that chapter of that book is when you get into a basket, if you think about the hot air balloons, you get in that basket. The basket is visualized on the outside of that. It's called desire. And if you're climbing that basket, what do you want that basket with? Because that balloon's going to lift up, take off, because that was in Albuquerque. So you start off in the desert out there, then you go above the Sandia Mountains and this, that, and then you climb, and then you keep climbing if you're able to keep climbing. It's the same thing in Primerica. You're thinking of all those new people today. They're going to be challenged. I'm going to talk to you about this. We're all going to be challenged. That's what life is, the ability to keep climbing when you're challenged. Everybody can climb where there's no obstacles, distractions, no problems with your health or your marriage. Everybody's nice and everybody's happy and this, that, and the other. But what are you going to do when things start happening? And that's what this thing would talk to you about. And so with that, desire. Think about that with desire. Desire is nothing more you want. What do you want? What do you really want? What do you want to put in that basket to take with you on this journey? If what's in that basket is not that important, your family, your kids, your religion, whatever it is you want to put in that basket, if it's not that important, you're not going to make the journey. You'll stay right there on the earth. You're not going to just hit a little mountain. You're coming back down. You're going to settle. You're going to shut it down. You make a little money. You're going to kind of start cooling and stuff, but you're really never going to crank this thing. So you get that desire, then you start realizing, and then that basket, you better get the gifts that God has given you in your life, no matter what that gift is, your different talents, skills, obviously develop. Talents is what God has given you, and then the different experiences, you better put all that in a basket, because if you don't develop those things, if you don't get inspired by those desires that are in there, you're never going to take this thing to that high level. You see so many people, they get in this business, they're all fired up. They get up to where they're get an RVP, making 100,000, 2 or 3, and then they just come back down. What happened? How did that happen? Then you get other people here that never stop letting that happen. I think about Bobby Buisson sitting over there. He's worth more than this hotel probably. And that dude is still out there. He's so energetic and so pumped up because he's still got more desire. Eyeballs don't wrinkle. There's never a time that you should get so old that you don't have other things you want to accomplish and other journeys you want to go to. Then hope comes in. So visualize that balloon, and you're trying to get it off the ground. You get all that in the basket, then the balloon starts to fill up. The balloon is what gives you that hope. Hope is defined as a high positive expectation that tomorrow is going to be better than today. Not maybe better than today, but it is going to be better than today. High positive expectation, no matter what, it's going to be better than today. That's that out, and that balloon starts filling up, the balloon starts lifting off, the basket starts lifting off. You start visualizing, seeing, I'm going to make it, I'm going to accomplish that RVP, I'm going to make 100,000, I'm going to get my $1 million ring. Everybody has this feeling at some point in time. Sad how short-lived those times are, but everybody has it. Everybody has those, and then they make excuses or reason for their, well, you know, the Lord don't want me to be there. What's the Lord trying to teach me? The Lord's trying to teach you you're lazy. You know what? But you need to get your butt in gear. That's not, and we start settling, and we go right back down. You're set there, and that's not what the balloon was made for. But you lose that hope, and hope is that belief that keeps that positive attitude for you to keep going after it. And then what happens is that as that thing starts to climb, you'll start realizing that the grit, that last stage, grit, and that grit, like I said again up here, that's what gives you the action. And think about me people, they lose that grit to take action, and then that balloon just starts settling back down, and then that's where they settle the rest of their life. It could be in your marriage, it could be in your physical life, when you hit some challenges. It could be in all kinds of areas, but you lose that grit, and that grit's that dogged tenacity that says, no matter what, I'm getting up. I don't care what happens to me, I'm getting after it. And once again, I go back to Blake and Lindsay. I'm watching how they're raising their children, and the way they're teaching Bentley, my grandson. He's the most incredible human. I've never ever seen a person, I don't mean a child, I mean a person ever like this kid. They've done an incredible job of raising us. And Lexi has that same concepts. She just don't have quite the same focus right now that Bentley does, but I think that's also a good thing. And so I think about that grit thing, and then as that balloon hits a certain point, all of a sudden it's like the brakes shut down, and that stops climbing. You stop making any kind of progress whatsoever. Some of y'all probably experiencing right now. And then you look down and you realize, if you have the guts to look over the side, and you realize the ropes that are attached to the basket that's now pulled the balloon back down, you realize it's still attached to the ground. You know what those are normally? It's the limiting beliefs that somewhere you go back and you start pulling upon. I'm not the right color, I'm not the right sex, I'm not the right age, I shouldn't be this good. Learned helplessness sets in. You start thinking about all the things in your head that your parents told you or somebody else did, and you start listening to all that BS, those limiting beliefs, and it just brings you back down. And then you got bad habits. You seep back in the bad habits. You broke those bad habits to get you up off the ground. And isn't it funny how we revert back to and we digress back to those bad habits, and those bad habits bring you down, tie you down. And if you're not willing to grab your knife and start cutting those ropes down, you're going to stay down. You're never going to go to the journey and the destination you're destined to make. And I think about, as I wrap up here, I bought a new golf cart the other day because I was out driving in the country club about a year ago, and this guy comes out of the woods. They'd been drilling some things, and he came back drilled right through my golf cart and demolished my golf cart. And it was my golf cart that I was spinning on the ground right here, and the wheels are up in the air, and I smashed in the windshield and stuff. And so they had to replace it. So I finally got it in. It's all fired up because mine goes really, really, really fast. And so this was supposed to go, and golf carts go 15 miles an hour. Mine's supposed to go like 30. And so I was pumped up, right? So the guy delivers it to my house. I'm all fired up. He leaves. I get in. I start going. And the first thing I do is smash it all the way down, like Bentley does when he's driving my golf cart. Gets up to 15. I'm saying, okay, baby, let's go. And at 15, 15, 15, I go ballistic. Now, I'm usually pretty calm. I'm very polite. I never really badger anybody about anything. That's not necessarily always true, but my wife might hear this talk, okay? And I really did. I don't know how to text. I don't know how to email. I mean, I'm so bad. I'm dumb is what the word is. But I immediately start calling this guy. He didn't pick up. So then I start texting. This is not acceptable. And exclamation mark. And he sends me a picture. God, I swear to God, it's on my phone. He sends me a little picture of this little knob. I called Blake and I said, Blake, I feel like a fool. He said, well, Dad, maybe there's a reason. And it said, showed me turn that knob. And immediately I turned it, boom, that thing shot up 25, 30 miles an hour. I'm like fired up and stuff, you know. That's what happens with grit. Once you have that desire, there's something you want to accomplish. Once you have that hope that starts filling that balloon up, and you start having that positive expectation that it's going to work out no matter what, and you get that grit and you turn that thing on, this thing, like anything else in your life, will never slow up. Your marriage, your physical life, your spiritual life, your family, it'll just keep climbing and climbing like those skies in Albuquerque, New Mexico. It's so beautiful, so blue like we have today. You're up over the desert. You could be up over the mountains. You could be up over the ocean. That's your life. That's what your life's going to be like. Your marriage is going to be like that. Your spiritual life's going to be like that. Your physical life can be like that forever. But it's up to you to get the desire, determine what you want, get your hope up and keep your hope up, and then reach down and turn that knob called grit. It's going to be a great life. Love y'all. Thank you very much. Thank you.